A couple months ago, Brett Favre had announced he was taking out a defamation suit against Pat McAfee. Now, if you don't know who Pat McAfee is, he's basically like another sports personality who, does a show talking or surrounding around sports. And he said he was going to take a defamation suit against Pat McAfee for not accurately reporting on what I've been talking about on my channel as far as Brett Favre goes for like the last probably year or so now. But also when he was doing this defamation suit against Pat McAfee, he also named Shannon Sharpe, and I believe Dr. Umar was in there as well. Well, I've come to announce and give an update like I already knew this was going to happen. The suit against Pat McAfee has been dropped. And I knew that was going to happen because nothing was inaccurately reported. It was all public knowledge. And then when you think about the updates that I've done where they said that he's going to be stuck, or for right now at least, that he's locked in with this suit, not the suit, but the scandal itself, even though he still has not been unfortunately criminally charged, it would have been pointless for him to take out a defamation suit against anybody. The thing is, why would anyone want to inaccurately report something like this? Like, you would be dumb if you did. Like, it's a shame in itself with what this guy's doing. You don't have to go out of bounds and try to destroy your own character in the process while his is already in the toilet. So I'm going to read this article coming from Deadspin that was published Friday, March 12th. Pat McAfee is no longer being sued by Brett Favre. The legal battle between Brett Favre and Pat McAfee has ended. McAfee announced Thursday on his show that Favre has withdrawn his defamation suits against him. In February, Favre filed the suit against McAfee for statements made on the show about the Hall of Fame quarterback's alleged involvement in the scandal in which $77 million was misappropriated from the Mississippi Welfare Fund. A scandal that Mississippi Today's Anna Wolf recently won a 2023 Pulitzer Prize for her reporting on the subject. Favre has categorically denied having any intention of misusing Mississippi welfare funds. He has not been criminally charged, but in April, Circuit Court Judge Favre Peterson denied his attorney's request for him to be removed from the civil case. The judge deemed the argument from Favre's attorney to be unpersuasive and inapplicable. After McAfee spoke on Thursday, Favre tweeted out that litigation between the two was settled, although McAfee was emphatic that he paid no money, and also when using the words withdrawn. Favre stated in his tweet, "We'd both much rather talk about football." This came 3 days after Favre appeared on Newsmax to discuss his tweet about wanting to boycott Fox News over the dismissal of Tucker Carlson. In that interview, he referred to conservatives as the quote-unquote silent majority. What McAfee went through is quite similar to what Deadspin had to deal with for a year. They published a piece about former MLB pitcher Trevor Bauer, detailing accusations of vicious assault, of which Bauer has denied any wrongdoing. Bauer's defamation suit against Deadspin was dismissed in March, and Bauer is also no longer in the MLB. Many defamation suits are what is known as strategic lawsuit against public participation, also known as SLAPP. They are filed not necessarily with the intent to win, but to hinder public discussions about alleged wrongdoings. Lawsuits like these are not just limited to news outlets and hosts of popular programs. Powerful people and institutions will use SLAPP lawsuits to go after anyone who portrays them in an unfavorable light. Well, Brett Favre, you've already done that all on your own. So you didn't even have to take out this defamation suit, to be quite honest. It makes you look even more unfavorable than you already are. Last year, Kentucky gubernatorial candidate Eric Deters sued the attorney who filed 2 suits against him. Not only were Deters' libel suits dismissed, but on Monday he pled guilty to 3 misdemeanor charges in a separate legal matter. One for menacing and the other 2 for harassing communications. Deters is alleged to have chased down his nephew in a car and also sent threatening messages to his sister-in-law. As of Thursday, no resolution has been reported to have been reached in Favre's defamation suits against Fox Sports' Shannon Sharpe and Mississippi State Auditor Shad White. Since only 31 states and the District of Columbia have anti-SLAPP laws on the books, people will be able to continue to slow down the gears of the American legal system by filing litigation whenever they read or hear something that portrays them in a less than flattering light. McAfee won this battle, but the war for the proper interpretation of the First Amendment of the Constitution of the United States of America continues. So that was pretty, interesting. And I learned something new because I didn't know what a slap suit was. But when I read it, I said, you know what? It does sound like something that a lot of people do. They'll put these defamation suits, quote unquote, onto somebody just to get them to stop talking about it. Because I'm looking at what Pat McAfee was saying, and I'm like, he's saying some of the same things I was saying. I'm just reporting on what's already out there, like what's put out there for public consumption. There's nothing out of the ordinary. And like I said, Brett Favre has already dug a hole for himself so deep, you don't need to inaccurately report about his misdeeds and his wrongdoings. Like, that would be dumb. But it's just the fact that Brett Favre didn't like the fact that there are people out there who are now who are pretty much reporting on it, because he was trying to keep this as hush hush as possible. I'm like, Brett Favre, you were a major NFL player at one point. Everyone pretty much knows who you are. It's not like you're a nobody. You are, however, a bum, a high-priced, high-paid bum for what you did. You can be a bum at any level, and you are a bum at the highest level in more ways than one. But that's really all it was. He just didn't like people talking about him. That's why I'm glad the article, brought up Shannon Sharp and everything like that. They didn't bring up Umar Johnson, but why would they? But it was pretty much the same thing. They just didn't like that it was people talking about him. That's really all it boils down to. And the fact that he's gotten stuck in this scandal where the judge is not allowing him to just bow out of it. He was hoping that would happen. That way he could have a leg to stand on with this defamation suit. I think that also played a part into why he dropped it, because he's still stuck in this scandal suit. And by him still being there, it would be pointless for him to take out a defamation suit against anybody. So there you have it.